Hi, my name is Sofia Esteban, and I'm currently taking the course Computer Fundamentals and Applications with Professor Fialisha O'Loughlin. The Microsoft Office tool that I have enjoyed working with the most would probably be Microsoft Word, just because it is the application that I'm most familiar with. I've been using it since middle school, I used it all throughout high school, and I've also especially used it in every single course that I've taken in college so far. I also enjoyed working with Microsoft Word the most because I got to learn about new commands and shortcuts that I was not aware of before taking this course. I know how to do basic things in Microsoft Word, like how to turn a paper into MLA format, which would include 1-inch margins, underlining certain text, turning certain text bold, changing fonts, making sure your text is centered, pretty much basic things like that everyone knows. But I didn't know about things like mail merge or how to turn a page into 2 separate columns, which are both very useful and convenient tools to know about. My least favorite Microsoft Office tool that I work with would be Excel, which I'm sure a lot of people feel that way since it is a lot more complex. I feel like a lot of us expect it to be a lot like Microsoft Word, where you can delete things and copy and paste things easily, but in Microsoft Excel, it's a lot more complex. Something that I found really difficult to do in Excel was implementing the formulas correctly, because I typed them out and I'd get one letter or one character wrong and it would not work. And if it did work, the calculations would come out incorrect. So either way, you'd have to start over again regardless. In Excel, it also wasn't as easy as in Word to add a new column or row to your table. In Word, you just press enter and it show up there, but in Excel, there's a lot more steps that you have to do in order to do that. There were a lot of things that were very simple to do in Word that were a lot more difficult to do in Excel. So I feel like that's why I got so frustrated at times. And I'd have to take a little break and start all over again. I'm glad though that I can say I'm familiar with Excel now, just because I know that I'm definitely going to be using it in my future courses since I am a business major. I plan to use the knowledge I have learned in computer fundamentals and applications over the last 10 weeks in my future by applying a lot of that knowledge to my job and the future courses that I will be taking. Since I'm a business administration major, as I said, I know that I will be using almost all of the software tools that I've learned about in this course, especially Excel. As much as I might not like it, I will be using the shortcuts that I learned. For example, Control-Z, which undoes the last action that you did, and Control-W, which closes the workbook that you currently have open and are working on. I know I'm going to be using a lot of the knowledge that I've learned in this course when it comes to my future job, especially since I plan to become an insurance agent and take over my parents' insurance agency. I know I'm going to be using Microsoft Word a lot, especially mail merge, because since I'm going to have to be sending emails to customers, now I know that I won't have to go one by one and type out every single email to every single customer. Now I have pretty much a shortcut, and now I can just write that one email and it'll be sent to all my customers at once. I won't have to go and separately type everything. Something else that I'm glad that I know about now is Microsoft Access. Because I'm going to obviously have to deal with a lot of customers since I am going to be doing a customer service job. So I'll probably have, let's say, around 5,000 customers per se. And now I know how to navigate this database and I will be able to store all of their information somewhere. Even though I had a bit of a difficult time when it came to completing the Microsoft Access assignment that we had to do, I'm really glad that I had to do that assignment, just because now I know how to navigate a database, which I had never navigated any kind of database before. In fact, I had never even heard of Microsoft Access until taking this class. So I'm really happy that I know how to use that, because that is so useful and helpful for me when it comes to my job in the future. I know that I'm going to appreciate this a lot when it comes to my courses and my job. Even though now I might have gotten frustrated because I had to do the assignments and the homework over and over again because I kept messing something up, I'm really glad that I got to learn it. And I feel like this course is one of those classes where you can say that everything that you learned, you can use in the future. Because I feel like a lot of us complain about our math classes and our science classes, how we'll never be able to use that information in the future. But this class, the programs that we use, those are programs that so many jobs implement. Like Microsoft Word, we know that we're all going to use it, especially when it comes to making things like resumes and sending emails, like I said. we use Microsoft Word, and now we have more of a gist of it, which I'm sure some people probably weren't very familiar with Word, or like me, you can only do the basic things, and now we know a lot more about that. And Excel, which, like I said, even though it's my least favorite, I'm really happy that I know about it, because I'm going to be using Excel when it comes to making spreadsheets. Like, for example, I can use it for my budget, how we learn, which I'm really glad, because I plan on making a budget in the future, but I didn't know how, and now I'm familiar with how to do that on Excel. Altogether, all of the information that I've learned so far is going to be so incredibly useful to me. And thank you guys so much for listening.